Hi guys, welcome back to Random Thoughts. I am the D Marie, and we are here with Ashley.
Hi.
Now, if any of you guys have been on my channel for a while, you would have seen, I want to say 2015, 2016, we posted a video of Ashley's poetry. And
We did.
we did. We have you sitting on the floor of your house just reading your poetry.
Well, I hope I don't repeat one of the ones I've already read because I only have my old ones with me today.
And we just wanted to reintroduce her as a poet to you guys. Ashley, how long have you been doing poetry?
Since I was like 11.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. And what type of poetry were you writing when you were
I mean, at first, I think what triggered me to start writing poetry is I had found writings that my mom and dad had written to each other in like some kind of like marriage encounter like class that they had taken. And like they wrote like a lot of poetry back and forth. And I was like inspired by that. And so that's when I like started writing poetry. And then like, I had already been journaling for a while, and I felt like poetry was like one step further from journaling, and it was a way for me to still write out the way that I was feeling, but in a way that can be shared with people and like kind of teach a lesson in a way. Or like I feel like the theme of most of my writing is like things that are happening, and then like most of it has like a positive outcome at the end, or like a teaching moment that occurs within the bodies of work.
Oh, I like it. So other than our one, I think maybe two, but I know for a fact we did one YouTube video. What other ways have you shared your poetry?
So I did step out of the box to do like an open mic night like several years ago, which was really crazy because the talent that was there was like really good. And like I've explained many times before, I am not good at like putting myself out there, and like I like to just kind of like stay behind the scenes. I don't like exposing myself, especially with a vulnerability of like a poem, which is like something that's super personal and like. And so, like, I did that. Shay actually came and was in the audience when I did that. It was at a place called Emerge downtown. Emerge. Yeah, that place was awesome. Yeah. And I definitely want to do that again. But I think the intimidation with that also is like a lot of those poets like are like they're able to memorize their work, and I'm not good at memorizing things. And so like I always feel weird being up there like reading from a piece of paper or like reading from my phone.
Hey, but you're vulnerable enough to get up there at all. Right. It's like, yes.
Right. And then I also like tried to get into the business of like doing personal poetry for people because like for a while there was a lot of people passing away in my family, which is sad, like grandparents and my dad. And every time that I would be in these situations, I would write a eulogy. And I would write a poem to read at like the service to commemorate that person and share with whoever was there the memories that I had of that person. And through my experience of doing that, people would be like, I have this funeral to go to. Would you mind if I told you some things if you put that together in a poem? And I was like, that's a thing like people would want to do. And so like, and then like I realized like the scope of like where all that could go. Like people could read poems for like birthday speeches or like wedding speeches or like I said, like funeral like speeches or eulogies or whatever. And so like there's a lot of different ways that poetry can be shared, or even I even tried doing greeting cards where like I did the art on the outside of the greeting card and then like created like poems for the inside of the greeting card to fit the occasion, but it just never took off. But that's something that like I would have enjoyed doing. And then I used to like read like share poetry a lot with like my friends when I was younger, but I stepped away from doing that because it was actually someone that I was living with when I was younger. And one day when I came home from school, because I guess she wasn't in school or she would ditch a lot or something, I saw her on the computer and she had like the poems that I had been typing up, and she was hand writing, like copying what I had written and typed out on the computer and hand writing it to make it seem as if she had written the poems that I had written. And I was like, okay, I need to keep my stuff a secret now.
Yeah,
And
that's
so, like,
shady.
Yeah, so that like really like made me scared to like share my poetry. And so like I have like certain things that I would type online. Like there was a website called Open Diary. And it was basically like a diary where you're anonymous and other people who are anonymous can read your diary and leave comments and stuff. And I would write a lot of poetry on there. And then I have like a Blogger or like a Blogspot or something like that, where I would like write all my poetry. And my goal is to like, well, we'll get into my goal later, but like I enjoy sharing poetry because I feel like I said, like a lot of it has a message, and I've been through like a lot of things, and I feel that like by me sharing my testimony through my poetry, like it could possibly help other people.
But yeah, so let's talk about that goal. What is your goal with your poetry? Where would you like to go?
I want to compile everything together that I've written and like date like sequential order, and kind of like, have you ever heard of Tupac's book, like A Rose That Grew from Concrete?
No.
So Tupac had a book that was A Rose That Grew from Concrete, and he had like a scanned image of the actual poem that he had written out on one side of the page, and on the other side of the page it was like a typed out version of that same poem, and then like some kind of like little description that talks about like why he had written that poem and what it means. And I would love to do that, like,
I like that.
to like, because like a lot of my stuff has like double entendres and like a lot of things that may not be so obvious. Like it sounds good, but the meaning may not be so clear when you're hearing it the first time. And so like I would love to do that, where I kind of like give my testimony or breakdown of like what it was about.
So not just the book of poems, but like a book of poems with a lesson added to it, so we can understand.
More so, I want it to be like an autobiography.
Okay, I like that even.
But like have like all of the things that I've been through be in a way like have everything be served in a way that it'll help people, hopefully.
Okay, I love it. I love that idea. Ash, to close us out, let's hear a poem from you.
Okay.
I'm gonna do a couple, since you said that I had already like done a poem before. I want to make sure that like I don't do the one that I did before, so we're gonna have to go back to that video to make sure that I don't do one that I've already done. Any of my new ones on here, I've been writing physically now versus like on my phone or through these websites. So this one is called Rest. And it says, left to my devices in this silent peace, I face the thoughts that so long I withheld from release. This is why my hands and mind must not remain at rest, because all the you I hide from me comes rushing from my chest. Locked away with the airwaves of Wi-Fi and satellite signals is where you belong, so my lips can continue to hum and mum this fictionally pleasant love song. Solace is found in the sirens and screams of destiny's unfair hand, a continual reminder of all the things unseen yet carefully planned. The time will come when we shall meet face to face once more, and you'll tear down these walls to redesign the mess that I call my core. Until the day I'm made anew through you, I must remain grasping for cotton candy pink dreams all soaked out by the rain. So I have another one called Just a Little Bit. And this one says, all my life, all that I've ever wanted was a teardrop of the ocean that I've cried, a penny for the thousands of thoughts that I've spent, a quick glance for the long, endless stares, a step for the miles that I've walked, a taste of a morsel of the feast that I've made, a grain of sand for the hourglass full that I've gave, A stitch of the life I've sewn a quilt of, a breath of the air that you breathe out of me, a note of the songs that I've dedicated and sung, a leaf off of the branch of a tree that I've grown, a blood cell in the veins of your heart, a strand of hair on the head that I've caressed, a letter of a word in a sentence in a story that I wrote, a pixel on the screen of the games that you play, a star in the sky of the universe that you are for me. All my life, all I've wanted was a little bit of you for the all that I've given you of me.
I love it. So if people wanted to check out more of your poetry now, where would
you could do some investigative work and try to find me on Blogger. I don't even know. I can't, like, it's public, yeah. But like, you gotta find me. Yeah. Otherwise you could wait for the book. Cause like I said, I literally was like, oh, I'm just waiting to get a laptop. I keep procrastinating. Like, literally, John bought me a laptop for the sole intent of me typing up my poem.
Girl, do it.
Laptop is like done and died. This was like years ago. And so now I got a new laptop, but it was like his old laptop. And I was like, no, it has to be a brand new one. Like, I just keep making excuses. And then we just got a new desktop computer, and so like I finally don't have an excuse, because like I have a whole little corner with this brand new computer, and so like I literally I just need to sit down, and maybe yeah, I'll start doing that.
Girl, I want us to put on record, today is September 25th, 2025. I would like to be saying on September 25th, 2026, guys, Ashley.
Okay.
That
Let's speak that into existence. I like that.
Let's do it. This is my challenge. Are you accepting?
Yeah.
Sorry?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to do this. Guys, we are going to buy the shit out of her book once she gets it out there. Guys, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and encourage Ashley in the comments. She's going to do it.
It's called Roses. And this one says, written words like whispered prayers hit the paper when the shade cloaks the joy. The danger of happiness is complacency, like a kitten warmed by the fire, curled within itself, unwilling to move, even if for the sake of necessity. Stagnant like a pool of water on a hot day, slowly evaporating. Consumed with pleasure, forgetting where it came from, like devouring a fine fillet without regard of its moving source. Awareness masked out by entitled feelings of satisfaction of self. Stop and smell the roses. Bunches, bushels, and bouquets. Sometimes I just want to stop. Value is given to needs based on a thing's rank in priority, and the steps on this ladder are all out of sorts. Sensory deprivation is needed to stop. The sight of sorrow, the sounds of anguish and disappointment, the feel of a time's toll, the taste lacking authenticity, and the smell of a facade. Me and we and us unfiltered. Like and share. Time with faces and places in the spaces of a day, not within the realm of a virtual reality. We are becoming the robots that were once joked about as taking over. It is becoming us. Smiles turned to an emoted smiley. Anger to an exclamation in all caps. The sounds of exchanged gut-busting laughter summed up into an LOL. Human interaction is being extinguished by the pixels on our screens, and sometimes I just want to pull the plug and stop and smell the roses.